glass.
We're doing it, guys.
Under
We're
the table.
going. Are we on? We're on. We're on.
Yes,
Woo!
yes.
What's up, players? Hey, it's Kate. This is Date Fails. We're back in the studio. We're on the YouTube stream. For those of you watching on YouTube, here we are. By the way, for those of you watching on YouTube, just so you know, when the episode is not on YouTube, it is still on iTunes and SoundCloud, so you can still listen to it. People message me every week. They're like, why didn't you do it this week? I'm like, it's up. It's just audio. Sometimes I look like crap, so I don't want to be on camera.
Like, it's not my day.
that.
It's not my day.
I know. If I cried all day. Can I tell you guys something real? Last Friday, though, I did not put an episode out, so I made up for it by popping one up on, like, Tuesday, I think. And people were like, why didn't you? And I'm going to tell you the truth. You know why I didn't do one last Friday?
You had like a set.
No, I was depressed. I was so depressed.
Why don't you call me?
Well, I
Hello?
mean, I know. Well, I did. I was like fighting with this guy for so many days, and I was like, I can't go on the podcast right now because I'm just going to bitch the whole time about
No, I
this
get
guy.
that.
Yeah. So I've never done that before. But then I started thinking maybe I should have done it and come on and cried. It probably would have got the best ratings, just me sobbing and drinking tequila in the middle of the day.
Therapeutic. I did one with my friend Caitlin, and I brought those little airplane bottles of, I think it was like Jack Daniels or something. It was just one of those days, and I don't really do shots. I just drink wine, so I was even extra that day. And I remember we were talking about the Son of Sam, and at the end of it, she was like, we can't use any of that. Like, you just progressively got drunker and sadder.
No way. Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
so
the whole
funny.
hour, and even before we started, she's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "No, it's gonna be fine. I'll work through it. This will be good for me."
Oh, that's
And
hilarious.
it was so bad that she's like, "We have to scrap it."
Red Band and I recorded an episode of Date Fails in Alaska after we partied until 4:30 in the morning. And then we decided to go back to the hotel and record it. And we did post it. But if you listen to it, both of us sound so fucked up. Like, we're talking, we're slurring our words. We're like talking slow. But it's really honest. But then after that, we decided to try to record an episode of his old podcast, which is called Dysentery, that he used to do, and he stopped doing it. And he was like, let's bring back Dysentery. And it's like the dirtiest, you just talk dirty the whole time. But we were both so drunk.
Dirty in Alaska. Talking dirty in Alaska.
Exactly. But we were both so drunk, we started to get like sentimental. And then we started talking about like our parents and growing up in Ohio. And it got like really deep. And the next day, Brian listened to it. He's like, we're not posting this anymore. So sometimes you can't use it, but it happens. Guys, let me introduce my guest. This is an all-girls episode, which I love the all-girls episode. I wish we had drinks. I should have brought drinks. What's wrong with me?
I know. At least
I
mimosas, margaritas. I'll take Cadillac margarita.
Last time I was here, I
Or
brought
tequila.
drinks.
I know. Carrie showed up with, what did you showed up
I was
with?
like, I'm running late. And
Fireball.
it was because I stopped at a CVS to grab alcohol.
I love that you
Fireball,
did that.
Jack Daniels, which Chris Red took home, and then I had a 4-pack of wine.
Nice.
Because I'm a lady.
She
Nice.
is. It was,
Keeping it classy.
I think it was boxed wine, though, wasn't it? Like wine in a box or something?
No, just like the little like flight bottles.
Oh, you're right.
They
It
were
was
they were plastic.
little Sutter home.
Yes,
something.
yes, like $4.99.
Well, Carrie shows up today. Okay, so first of all, my guest here, I have two. One is my very dear friend. I've known you for years, probably almost longer than any girls that I know in comedy, like at least 5 years.
Yeah. Which comedy years is like. So
100.
we've known each other, like
They're
100
dog
years.
They're like dog years. Carrie has one of my favorite podcasts, White Wine True Crime, which I've done many times, where we watch crime TV shows and drink and then make jokes about them, which I love. And now you have another podcast that's doing really well called Pretty Scary.
Correct.
What is that one about?
So it started off where we were talking about things that were pretty scary in Los Angeles, like the Cecil Hotel, the Angeles National Forest. where
Guys.
there's a big body dump place.
STDs.
Now it's matured onto
Drugs.
things that are pretty scary. AIDS, we've talked about AIDS. We've talked about rappers. We've talked about sarin gas.
Rappers.
Wow.
Rappers are part of the Pretty Scary?
Yeah, So, we've talked about the Cecil Hotel, rappers, and sarin gas. So there you go. There you have it.
Sarin gas?
Sarin gas.
What
It's
is
like
that?
a gas where like you die.
What? But like, why is that an LA
I did
thing?
a whole episode. It's
You remember the movie The Rock?
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
That's the gas.
That's real?
Yeah.
What?
during wars
the
and
world
stuff,
become?
right?
I mean, I don't think anyone's actually used. Well, they accuse Syria of using it.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I don't know. We did a whole episode, and I still can't really explain it.
You should do
But
an
it's scary.
episode. You should do an episode about the sign they have up in like every Starbucks and Coffee Bean in California that says
Cancer one?
Yeah, it says if you eat or drink in this establishment, like materials have been known to cause cancer, and they're all over. They're in like every Starbucks in California,
Yeah.
and I want to know what at the Starbucks is causing cancer, so that I can
That could
avoid
be
it.
a show that's pretty scary.
That is scary. You should do that
There
episode.
you
I
go.
like that.
Thank you
So
for pitching
Carrie Martin, everyone, check her out. It's
Yay.
at Carrie Martin 22
On Instagram.
on
and
Instagram.
Carrie Martin 722 on Twitter because I'm
You really got to
ridiculous.
get that fixed. You
I
got to
know.
get that together. You
I
got to
know.
get that shit together. Just
Get
kidding.
social media together.
I love you. And Carrie also showed up today straight from 7-Eleven with a UFC fight cup.
So we have the UFC cups now at 7-Eleven and product placement.
Carrie also works for 7-Eleven, FYI.
Correct.
You're like, she owns a 7-Eleven.
But
Bother.
no, I don't. No, I like a district manager for them. So I visit 7-Elevens all day. And so like this month and next month, we co-branded with the UFC, which the cups only have like the mitts where they're, getting ready to fight. But on the fountain, there's like 3 fighters. And every time I pass by it, I always wonder which ones of those Kate slept with.
Carrie, I haven't slept with many fighters. I've only slept with one fighter.
I bet it's one of them.
It must have been fun though. I mean, look at them. They're like, just kidding.
I have a thing for fighters. Like I've made out with 3, but I've only slept with 1. But I will say that like there's just something about them because they're like,
Hulks are like tough.
yeah, and if someone starts some shit with you, they can just like I'm friends with Rampage Jackson, and we've never hooked up, but like there's something so hot because we'll be talking and he's goofy and he's just like a goofy, cuddly, like teddy bear type guy the way I know him,
Right.
But then sometimes every once in a while someone will like the other night we were hanging out and there was a guy kind of across the bar and he was kind of giving Rampage a look that Rampage didn't like, and then the guy came over to say hi. And Rampage just stared him down like it was the guy came over and the guy wasn't super nice. Like if he's nice, Rampage will be nice back. But the guy came over, but he was saying hi, but he was kind of like, yo man, like my dude over there, he says you're the shit, whatever. But the guy was kind of, I don't know, he was a little aggressive. Whatever it was Rampage didn't like about it, he just stared the guy down until the guy kind of got quiet and walked off. And I was like, that's hot. It's kinda
That
hot.
is kind of hot.
Right? I
Yeah.
know. Anyway, on to the next. So my other guest today, I have to say, and this is no offense to any of my girlfriends, but of all my girlfriends, you are the hardest to take out.
Am I?
Yes, because when I take this girl out, I get 0 male attention whatsoever.
Nah.
No,
We're
I
so
get.
different. You're like the hot blonde. I'm just like the Latina.
You're
I don't know.
so hot, Yenitza, that when I posted our photos from your birthday, so she had a birthday party at where were we? The Dream Hotel.
Yeah, I was at Highlight Room.
Highlight Room. Yeah. I post the photos. I swear to God, I get a lot of DMs. I got like 50,000 DMs from guys being like, who's your friend? Even I got texts from guys that are like, guys that I've been trying to date.
Nah,
Who's
so
your
funny.
friend? Yes, that totally happens. So anyway, but what I love about you is as gorgeous as you are, and she's like, right now you're in the running for what, Maxim's hottest,
Finest or something like
Maxim's finest, and you've been on the cover of Maxim, and you're also hilarious, and you have this amazing radio show that you do, which I actually have been on.
that. Yes,
now
and
it's
that was fun with Chewy.
with Chewy,
Yes,
Yenitza
yes.
and Chewy, and now you're doing the Source TV.
Yes. So now I have a new show called The Source TV. It's on the iHeartRadio app. Now you're going to see it on full screen coming soon. So just watch out for it on my social media. I'll be posting like updates on it. But it's fun. Like we talk about interesting topics, kind of similar to what you're saying, like crazy things that happen. So we try to be like newsworthy, like Vice, like the show Vice on Viceland.
Yeah.
But we also try to keep it pop culture fun, kind of like a twist of MTV. So we'll talk about weird subjects of like, I don't know, like what you just said. Why is Starbucks always posting this about it could cause cancer? But we're like, fuck it, we're still going to buy my espresso. It's 9 a.m., I need it, or whatever. So it's kind of like that mentality of news where we do that research and it's fun. My co-host, Mary, we have a good time. I'm on it. I don't know. Watch it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's fun. It's a
But
good
you're
time.
so great because you're so hot and you're so beautiful, but you're also like one of the nicest people. Like you're such a sweetheart.
thank
Like
you.
a lot of hot girls are like really vapid or when they're this hot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when they cover of Maxim hot.
Damn, I'm like all like confident right now. I'm like, thank you.
It's true though. It's true though. And you've gotten hotter since I met you. But
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, when
Thank
somebody
you.
has a good
should
personality
date,
on
you and
top
me.
of being
Let's
really
date.
should.
pretty, it makes them even more attractive.
Aw,
I
thank
agree.
you.
Yeah.
And I also do think we should date. We talked
Yes,
about this at your
we
birthday.
have.
Wouldn't we be a great lesbian couple?
We would.
You would be, and I do feel like you're definitely bi-curious.
Me?
Yes.
I think
I just met at Yenitza. I don't get that bi-curious vibe, but I do get it from Kate.
you do?
Yeah, like
Is it
you
the way I
might slip
dress?
something into like Yenitza's drink, and then like I don't know.
I would not roofie her. She would do it willingly.
Would
Could
you?
be willingly.
I think I don't know if I'm bi-curious. I mean, because I kind of have hooked up with a girl, sort of.
Well, I think then you were curious.
Yeah, but I wasn't. I was on
it
Molly.
college? Oh, like I
no,
would say college.
it
and she was
wasn't.
Molly, and they're like, but they will connect so well, don't they?
They do.
College and Molly.
They
It's
really
like,
do.
I feel like everyone's experienced something. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
I've never
That's
hooked
when
up with a girl.
That's when I dabbled.
But I've never hooked up with a girl alone. I've only hooked up with a
Right.
girl when there's a guy involved. So I don't think that makes you bi-curious. I think that makes you just wanting to impress the guy.
But no. But you still did stuff
I
with
feel
her,
like
correct?
that's all about the guy there, huh? No?
I did do stuff with her in the moment, but only because I knew it would turn on the guy.
I know a lot of girls who are just like strictly dickly, like they won't do anything that doesn't involve a penis. Like they would never even kiss a girl.
You're like,
Really?
I like masculine men. So, you
Yeah.
know,
too.
like, I know what you're saying about the UFC fighters. So when you see like a masculine man, like, oh, he's so hot. He's going to like, I don't know, pick me up and like save me. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like that like mentality we have as a kid. Like, oh, masculinity.
When guys can pick you up and like throw you around during sex, that's like my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think women are so attracted to like big hulking guys, because you see them and subconsciously you're like, that guy could throw me around. By the way, I have to talk about something that came up the other day and see what you guys think. So I was talking about this really hot guy who I've hung out with on a number of occasions. I'm really attracted to him. We flirt, we text flirt, but every time we hang out, I kind of like hint that I'd like to hook up, and he never takes the bait. So I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, maybe he has a girlfriend. I don't know what his situation is.
Did you want to date him or just hook up?
I don't know. This guy doesn't live here. He's someone that doesn't live here, but he comes here pretty often. And we text, and I would say we're friends, but sometimes it gets a little flirty. Although since he shot me down 3 times, I've stopped flirting. 'Cause
Yeah.
Okay.
you start to feel
30
stupid.
times. I would say maybe the first time he could be intimidated because you're beautiful. Maybe he's like, oh, whoa, she's hot. Like, I don't know
Thank
what
you.
to
Right.
do. But 3 times, maybe he does have someone. Or he could be gay.
Well,
But I don't know. Or
that's
who
a
knows?
thing.
I don't know.
So I'm telling my guy friend about this, and he goes, he's gay. And I go, but here's the thing. I know women he's hooked up with. And the women that he has hooked up with were like, he was so good in bed. He lasted forever. And my friend Jackson goes, well, yeah, gay guys are the best lovers for women because they last forever because they can't come.
If this guy is your friend, then he also might know how you have crazy tendencies.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay. Yeah.
Where do you go?
It's trying to be PC, but
Yeah.
okay.
Well, okay. Well, okay, that's fair. But what do you
I
think
was
about
putting
this?
it mildly.
But what do you think about this gay? I've never heard that before about gay guys. Do you think that have you ever hooked up with a guy you think might be gay?
I don't know. I mean, I've dated a guy that was kind of like really trendy, like GQ femme, and I kind of questioned it then, but I kind of rhymed GQ femme, kind of questioned it then. But
She's a rapper, everyone.
guys,
She's a
my
rapper.
album's coming out soon. But I don't know. You know, it's hard to say. LA is tricky, man. It's
LA
a
is
tricky
tricky.
city. A lot of men here have issues. They got things going on, and then you date them. It's been a few months in. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Right.
Like
yeah.
you do heroin, you do what? You suck what? Like what? I'm just kidding.
You suck what for heroin? Yeah.
I guess. What about you? Do you think you've ever hooked up with a gay guy?
Yeah. Well, yes, I do. I think I hooked up with one in college.
Oh, no,
Like,
man.
Well,
don't
I think
I have
we
ever.
dated, but
I
he just
know.
had feminine tendencies. He was like one of those guys who like loved hanging out with the girls. Like I was in a sorority and he was in a fraternity, and he got a tramp stamp of our like sorority. Like 'cause I was a Delta,
Wow.
Delta, Delta, so I had like 3 triangles and like a Poseidon with like one of those like spheres or whatever.
He got a tramp stamp of the sorority, though, not the fraternity?
Correct.
And it was holding a Poseidon.
Correct. Yes, and we
So
had sex. He
weird.
liked me to wear like my dolphin necklace because that was like
The football
our
team or a dolphin animal?
dolphin. That was like Delta Delta Delta. That was like our
Interesting.
animal. That was like our mascot.
Oh man.
So wait, he could only get off if you were wearing a dolphin necklace?
He was into it. Yeah.
All right. I'm not sure that makes him gay,
No,
but that is
I
a
think
weird
that makes
fetish.
him super gay.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, so did he last a super long time?
Like if the girls were like, he always loved to come to the sorority house. He's always helping us fix things. But then like if we were like doing facials, like he would be like, oh, like I'll take a facial.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that's weird.
Or maybe it's
I feel
Metro.
like
I don't know.
Metro.
Well, I
suppose.
don't know because the lines are so blurred now. I mean, I've dated guys, like I dated a guy who would always buy me clothes and his like fashion sense was so much better than mine. Everything he would give me was so cute.
That's really nice that he would buy you clothes.
I
What
know.
happened to him? Why aren't you dating him?
He was,
Yeah,
he was a
a good
cheater. It's such
question.
a bummer because
Very
Still,
LA right
close.
there.
Gotta weigh the pros and the cons
You know
sometimes.
what? Nowadays, I feel like everyone cheats. Isn't that bad? So
It
at the end of
is.
the day, it's like you just gotta figure it out. Like, how many good qualities does he have? 'Cause he's
Right?
still gonna cheat. I know
I'd
it's
rather
so
just not
terrible,
know.
But so many people just cheat.
I just don't want to know.
it's so sad you're saying this because I totally agree with you.
It's like, for instance, I've dated like sometimes really sweet like boy next door kind of dudes. I'm like, this guy would never cheat.
Correct.
And then I hear from someone, I'm like, what? But mind you, they are really good looking.
Boys
so
are
that's a bad
gross.
thing too.
Yeah.
Good looking guys are trouble, but
Yeah.
nevertheless, you just don't know. You don't know.
I do think that everyone cheats now. My thing is, like, if you're going to cheat on me, these are my parameters. Cheat out of state, or at least
Pose in different
cheat,
area codes.
at
There you
least
go.
cheat in a way that, like, okay,
You'll never know.
I will never find
Like, don't
out.
post a picture of you and a girl
Thank
on
you.
Instagram.
Like this guy that I'm talking
Watch
about.
your tag settings, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy that I'm talking about would like.
Whose
he-
pictures are you liking?
Oh, that
I
one's
don't-
so funny. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, I stay out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look. I literally, that is my one. That's what's funny. People say I'm crazy. I'm only crazy with texting, but I'm really good about not social media stalking. I don't look. I mean, this guy that I just ended things with or whatever, I never, ever, ever look at his Instagram. I've looked at it like once since I've met
Yeah.
him. I just don't look. I have good willpower about that.
Interesting.
If I could apply that to texting, I'd be like killing
Maybe
the
because
game.
you're busy, or maybe the Wi-Fi is a little spotty sometimes, or I don't know. I feel like a lot of girls are like, what is going on? No, I'm
I think
just
it's because what I don't know
Right.
can't hurt me.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss.
That's
type
what I tell
situation.
myself as well. Like, none. I cover my ears, my eyes, like, ah.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you're going to cheat, don't like this guy that cheated on me. He would post photos of like other girls sitting on his lap at a club. So here's my issue. It's not about you cheating. It's about you making me look like an idiot because if people
Exactly.
know we're
Yes.
dating and then they see you post that, now I look like a girl with a boyfriend that has other chicks sitting on his lap, which makes
Right.
me look like a loser. It's all
And
about
doesn't
me.
care about you enough where he would post it. It's like,
Yeah.
do you need to post that? Like he's trying to show like how cool he is or that he still got it.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, here's what I
That's
want
hurtful.
Here's what I want to know. So enough about me. Let's talk about your love lives. Are you both single?
Yes, I'm currently single.
I met a guy on your birthday who was so hot.
I know, my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, he was your ex?
Yeah, I remember we had this conversation.
Well, I mean, we were also drunk.
We were really drunk. We're good friends. We're good friends. We're working it out. So who knows? Maybe we might
So
get
there's
back together.
potential. I love that.
Yeah, we're working it out. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
He is hot, and he was
I
really
know.
into you.
I know. Well, my problem is I always date hot guys, and the problem
Oh,
with
that's
that
an awful problem to
No.
have.
It is a problem
because all the girls
They
want
cheat.
them. So that's the
Yes.
problem. So you're like,
Does it
oh,
make you
he's so hot.
insecure?
No, it does not make me insecure
Okay.
at all. I actually love it. I love it when a girl
Yeah.
checks out my guy. I'm like, yeah, he's mine. That's so cool. No, I
Yeah,
think
I
I'm
would
very
put their eyes
confident.
out.
I just don't like.
What
She's like,
guy
"I'll
though is
gouge
with,
them."
what guy is
No.
with Yenitza and looking around the room? Like if
Yeah.
you're with you're with the hottest girl in the room.
Oh, you're so sweet.
It's the
Yeah,
truth.
you guys are gonna get it in tonight. I can feel it.
Hello. Oh, he smells so nice. Good. No, he's a good guy, but we're both so young, so I totally get it. He has temptations or whatever. He plays basketball. He's good looking. We're both Hispanic. We have a lot in common, but at the same time, it happens, right? We're both young. So
Right.
we're figuring it out. Seeing how it goes. Yes.
Would you ever date Chewy Bravo?
Chewy, my co-host from
Yeah.
the Chewy Yenitza show.
Because I know Chewy. That he's a little pervert.
Chewy. So Chewy, No, I'm just kidding. No, Chewy to me, I see him as like, not to be weird because I know he's a little perv, but I see him as like an uncle or someone. He's not like he's like the fun, crazy uncle in the family. Do you know what I mean? Do you guys all have that relative? That's who he reminds me of. Because I bring him around my friends and he's like, oh, give me her number. She's so sexy.
Wait, is that?
That's how he sounds
Chewy
really.
is the little person from
Chelsea Handler.
Yeah, they
Yes.
do a radio
We have
show
a
together.
I dressed up as Chelsea Handler for Halloween one time, and I rented a little person to be Chewy.
Wait, you rented? Why didn't you just call me? I'd be like,
I
Chewy, we
didn't
have
know.
a
I
know,
wish it
know.
would have saved me $400.
I rented. I think instead of saying
they have a price.
instead of saying
rented.
I rented a little person, you should say I hired a little person. I
Well,
think.
I did. I rented.
Or I don't. What would I don't know what I'd say.
Did you make out with the guy that you hired to play Chewy on Halloween?
No. He was married to a little person, and they had a little person daughter.
Aw.
But then first of all, he pulled up in like a '98 Ford Taurus, which is fine. But when he opens the door, like he had full-on pedal extenders.
Yes,
it was so
yeah.
cute, and like a
Yeah.
little like high chair or whatever that he was sitting in. But no, the next day he sends me an email telling me that he thought we were soulmates.
No,
Really?
what?
Is this real?
I didn't tell you. Yeah,
But he was married.
right.
Oh.
And he would like ask
All
me
men
out.
cheat.
He'd ask, yes, all men cheat.
cheat.
The little ones,
The ones that you think will like never
Yes.
cheat on you. You're like, what?
right? He'd be like, send me a picture.
I fucked
I mean,
up.
it was crazy.
I should have stayed married, you guys. My ex would have never cheated.
But I think though they have the same penis size, like them and
They do.
retarded
What?
people. They
Brad
have
Williams-
big-
Goodness.
I've
Yes,
seen
they have
Brad's.
big
Brad's is
penises.
big. Brad's is like the size of his head, and he has a big head.
right?
Brad has, and it's not just because he's a little person. It's like a good size. I've only seen it because like we've
So
been,
it's not like necessarily proportional. Like it's a good size for being a good size.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like people talk about it. It's out there in the community. People are like, Brad Williams, I heard. Like, it's true.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway.
Congratulations to his new bride.
Well, that's interesting. So you're single. Carrie, you're single?
I'm always single.
I'm always single, too. All right, well, I have questions.
That's why we hang out a lot.
I know. I know.
So where's a box of wine? Like, what's up?
I know,
Just
right?
kidding.
I do have a bottle opener in my my purse.
Oh, but no bottle, so
No.
it doesn't help us. I used to have a pair of flip-flops that had a bottle opener on the bottom on the
Really?
bottom of the shoe in case of
That's
emergencies.
so Cabo.
I know.
Right? The Cabo San Lucas is so Cabo.
100%.
Okay, I brought in a list of questions from the listeners that they wanted me to ask the ladies.
Okay,
So we're going to
let's
go
hear
through
'em.
this. Okay, the first question someone asked is do you like guys to ask you what you like in bed before they do things, or do you like them to just try something and see how you feel about it? The example this person gave was a thumb in the butt.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for that. But I mean, just in general, how do you feel about this?
I don't know. I like confidence. If the guy seems confident, then I don't know. I like that. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It depends. Is it like the first time or is this like the second time, third time? The first time is a little weird if he starts asking things because then you
That's
don't know
what
what
I
to
think.
say. Like, what do I say?
I
How
think
do I
that's
respond?
courteous, but agreed. It's the thumb in the butt. Like I would want a heads up.
You would?
Yeah.
I don't want a heads up.
Oh, I do.
How do you ask that?
It's
in
such
the
a
heat of the
weird
moment?
question, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what do I do?
You're like a picture. You're
like,
like
do you like
hooking
butt
up.
stuff? I'd probably be no.
You do?
No, I'm saying if I was asked that question,
Do you like butt stuff in the middle of sex? Wouldn't that totally turn you off if a guy asked?
if you put anything up my butt, yes, probably.
Really?
I'd probably roll over into the fetal position and cry.
Really?
Maybe.
Anything? A finger? A
Maybe.
tongue?
Maybe. If I wasn't expecting it, yeah.
Interesting. I don't like people to ask.
There's actually a genre on porn called surprise anal.
Really?
I stumbled across it. Yeah. But I did watch one or two and they did seem very surprised.
You just reminded me of something. Oh my God. You just reminded me of something. Okay, we should talk about this. The porn guy that I used to date, I dated a porn
Oh,
guy.
you,
Did
you
know that?
told me. We
Yeah.
had a photo shoot together and you were
Which-
telling me this. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's
By the
interesting.
way,
Yeah.
if that's his job, is that cheating?
No.
We had the same conversation. I couldn't do it because like I said, I like to date hot guys, but I don't like sharing my men. I'm very like if we're together, I don't want you to be with another girl,
Aw.
which is like I don't know, right? That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how I am, but I just
But if
give
it's a
in.
guy that has that job, that's so interesting.
And Kate would be like,
I don't
oh,
know.
he's at work. And I'm like, so you know what he's doing.
I
And it's
didn't-
pretty graphic what they do. I mean,
I didn't.
She's
I
all
know.
like, ah.
No, I didn't like
heart.
it. I didn't like it. It's not like honestly, when we were dating, I kind of put it out of my head that he did that. I didn't follow him on social media. I didn't look at it. I quit watching porn completely so that I wouldn't accidentally stumble across him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but he would be really good, to be fair to him, about like even when he was on set and stuff. On set, I love in a shitty hotel room in the valley,
that
like
Brad Pitt movie. Oh no, on a porn set in Bakersfield.
Yeah, he would always, kind of text me throughout the day. Like, he gave me enough attention to where it didn't really bother me. And I don't know, whatever. I was in denial, let's be honest. But what I was going to say is he was so good in bed. I mean, like, he would do
He does it for a living.
I
mean,
know.
Right, he should be.
I know, but it's like...
Did he win an award at the... What is he... You hosted it.
No.
Avian
Awards.
In fact, when I met him, he was like, I'm like the Susan Lucci of porn. Like, I've been nominated so many times.
my God.
That's hilarious.
I know. But the thing is, one of the things he would do, I'm telling this story so guys do this because it was actually really hot. Because one of the things that made him so good in bed is that he would constantly be changing it up. I never knew what to expect with him. Every time would be different. There was always like a lot of element of surprise. Like you said, surprise anal. I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm not talking about that. But like, for instance, like I'd come over, his house would be like pitch black. I wouldn't know where he would be. And I'd be like wandering around the house like, hey, where are you? And he wouldn't say anything. Then all of a sudden he'd like attack me and just start going at it, for instance. Or like he'd be like, I'd be on my stomach and he'd be, going down on me, right? And then he'd be in the middle of going down on me. Then all of a sudden he'd start fucking me like so fast that I don't even know how he went from his mouth to his dick that quick. Like, I don't know how he would even do it. Like
He sprung up like a burpee.
like a sex burpee.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the point is, like, the element of surprise, though, is so exciting. And then the thing that was great
The
is...
thing in the dark would freak me out.
Why?
I don't
Because
know.
what if you trip and fall and you're just like...
I'm thinking
I did trip and fall one time.
I like how that's my way of being scary. I don't know.
You don't wanna
'Cause
get
he could have
hurt.
like a
Right.
knife and just be like crazy.
Right, it
forgot
feels
to
like
take
a
his
haunted
pills.
house.
He's like,
I guess I like that, but I'm into scary stuff. Like, I like my sex to be mixed with fear a little. No, not you?
I mean, I see what you mean. You see what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, oh, this is interesting. I don't know. It's
But
different.
not knowing where I would probably just knee-jerk reaction, punch him in the face.
But he's
That'd
the
be kinda
only one
funny.
home.
Yeah, but still, like, that would scare me. Like, he pops out of a closet or, like,
I
grabs
love
me
it.
from behind.
Yeah, it's so hot.
Okay. Everyone's got their thing.
Everyone's into something different.
yeah.
All the guys are taking notes right now, I'm sure. Thank you, Kate. All the guys are like, okay, so...
So Kate
lights
likes
off.
surprise sex.
Not every girl
Surprise
likes
in the
it.
dark sex.
Find out what your girl likes, I guess. You can tell if a girl's into that kind of stuff, right?
What if he came out with a chainsaw?
I think the longer you're with someone, you kind of get to know what the weirdness or I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Their quirks.
You just said chainsaw. and I
Yeah,
was
like a haunted house, and that's how, like, you know where he's at. Like, he like starts the chainsaw or something. I don't know. It seems very haunted housey.
Well, I don't think I'd be into a chainsaw.
Chainsaws, I would
That's
cry.
pushing the
You don't
limit.
Right?
know.
I am into knives, though.
I would want to know, like, okay, so he's in the kitchen. I don't know. I'm just trying to brace myself in case this would ever happen to me. I've never heard of somebody going to somebody's house and, like, it's dark and then, like,
It's so hot, and his
just-
house is big, so I would get so
so
lost.
do you hear him approaching, or is he like a ninja? Like, he's
No.
all quiet?
No, he would like hide in one spot till I'd like
See,
walk
he'd
by it.
hide and seek sex.
Yeah, I mean it's super hot. I
Did
don't
you guys
know.
ever talk about his workday?
Hell no.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Was it like...
It was weird because I would avoid the whole topic of porn with him.
Yeah, it's
like
fine.
it was not a thing that he
I would
did.
probably do the same. I'd be
Right.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. But he also didn't talk about it, so it was easy to
You
forget.
know, he's probably numb, right? From not like he's so used to it.
Right.
Like for instance, like
was
we're
the
always
worst.
on the air, so for us like talking a lot or I don't know, being like going to a Hollywood event. It's like, oh, just another day at a Hollywood event instead of like, oh, it's so cool.
I
Right.
used to wonder that about gynecologists.
There we go. That's a better example. I'm
Yeah.
like trying to figure out a way to
No,
say that.
Yeah. No, it's true though. I
Like,
actually
how do you
like
get
a
turned on by one
gynecologist.
and not another?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually true. You know, like he told me one time that he really likes hooking up with older women because he's always hooking up with like super young girls for work. So he's not. Yeah, so I mean, I guess I don't know. Also, it is different. You know, it's kind of like if you've ever done a sex scene in a movie. You know, it's like there's so much. I mean, on porn sets, there's so much stop down. Literally, like,
and there's so many people watching you. I'm assuming.
Yeah, and it's bright lights,
the grips, and the director, and right.
And then a lot of times they're all in the scene.
And the fluffer.
There's no fluffer.
Is that a real thing?
No, I guess that's fake.
Oh, okay.
I heard there's actually no fluffer.
You would think though there would need to be maybe on occasion.
No, they just take pills.
Oh.
I'm almost convinced that this guy took a pill every time we had sex. Because he would always ask for a 20-minute heads up before I got to his house. And like the one time I accidentally forgot, he was like, "Oh, thanks for the warning." I'm convinced.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, I don't know how we got into. How am I still talking about that guy? By the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, this happens sometimes with when the girls get together. We just get in these tangents about
Yeah, of course.
boys or
next time it's
stuff.
an all-girls show, definitely wine or like some sort of cocktail because then
we'll
you
theme
open
it
up even
we'll
more.
Theme it up. Yeah.
Can we talk about the rules of spending the night? Because I
that's
recently,
interesting. Let's do it.
Yeah, the guy that I was seeing, I talked about this on the last episode, but I ended it because, well, I ended it and then I kind of went back and then he ended it, but it's done. It's done. But because we hooked up and he made me leave at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
That's rude.
Thank you.
It's so rude.
That's the kind of, he's treating you like a booty call, or he's treating you like, oh, I got what I want. That's horrible. I'd be so mad.
That's what I want to know is what do you think the rules are for spending the night and what does it mean if you spend the night? Like just for.
It doesn't have to mean anything, but at 3 a.m. and I had a guy ask me to leave at 3 a.m. and this is when I lived in Long Beach, which is an hour south of LA. And I was like, oh my God, like it's so late. Like I can't just crash here. And he was like, no, you've got to go.
He probably has his girlfriend coming in the morning.
I have no
God,
idea.
these guys can be so shady.
I know. Well, that's what I would think too.
So I was like, okay, like I'm gonna go, I guess. I'm like slowly getting dressed. Like maybe he'll change his mind, and he did it. And then he starts walking me outside, and I was like, oh, you don't have to walk me to the car because I'm like irritated.
Of course.
And he was like, no, I need to get my parking pass back from you, my temporary like guest pass.
Ew.
You don't talk to him anymore, right?
We didn't talk for a while.
Don't talk
I'm
to
going
him.
through a phase where I'm trying just to be like cool with like guys I've dated or hooked up with, like not to hook up again, but just like I don't know. I don't even know how to say it. Like I just want to be cool with people. Like I don't.
It's weird though because that's a girl tendency. Like
Right.
I always try to be cool with everyone I've hooked up with, but don't you ever look back and go, why do I want this person in my life that would
because
throw
I
me
would
out?
run into him
Yeah,
sometime,
exactly.
especially if you date people that you do comedy or modeling or whatever with. Like if you see each other, I just don't want it to be awkward.
That's true, but it's always awkward when it ends where one person cared more than the other. It's never going to be
But
like.
if enough time passes, I think you can get over it.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's funny because I do a whole bit in my act about how guys should not cuddle girls if they don't have feelings for them. And I say, you know, that they should throw you out after the sex, even though it hurts in the moment, but they're doing you a favor in the long run because once you sleep with them, it changes your feelings. So I say that, and I do believe that. But then when it happened to me and the guy kicked me out, I was pissed as fuck.
Right.
And then in my mind, I was like, fuck this guy. If he doesn't care about me enough to let me just sleep in his bed, then how can I hang out with him anymore? So I guess now my new thought on it is if you have enough feelings for the guy to where it hurts you when he doesn't want you to stay and he kicks you out anyway, then that's got to be a deal breaker, right? That's
I would
got to
think
be the
so.
end.
And you even said, you were like, I was dressed up because as girls, we get dressed up to go on dates.
Yeah.
So then you're walking downstairs and I think you said you were like in a dress or a skirt and
Well, I was in a
heels.
bodysuit and heels, and I was like,
hear the
it's 3
clunk,
a.m.
clunk, clunk.
on
Yeah.
bus. Yeah,
The
you
walk
don't-
of shame.
Yeah, you don't want to get dressed. That's what guys don't understand. It's like we don't want to get back in our nightclub clothes at 3 o'clock in the morning.
It makes you tend to lose things. Maybe leave them behind like jewelry.
Oh, well, that's the other thing. I accidentally fucking left. I left a piece of jewelry at this guy's house, and it's not expensive. It's not important. It's literally like the ring. It's like a $20 ring or something, you know. But it sucks because I really didn't mean to. You know how girls
So
do
he
that?
probably thought you did it on purpose.
Leave behind, yeah.
I don't know, because in this one instance, he actually asked me to take it off. But he was like, your ring is kind of
Dangerous?
hurting my, yeah. Yeah, so he was like, take it off. So I took it off. So it's not like I tried to leave it behind, but then I did. And then what's hilarious is I was like, just get rid of it. Because I didn't want to see him to the point of like, I don't even want to see you to get this ring back.
Right.
So I was like, just get rid of it. And he's like, no, I'm not going to get rid of it. And then we finally met up to have this like breakup talk where he's supposed to give me the ring. And then he forgot the ring. So now he still has a fucking ring. And now we're done. And then today he sent me a photo of the ring. It's like the horror movie, the ring.
These mind games, that damn ring. That's crazy.
Damn.
It's going to bond you guys
Oh,
together forever.
the ring is gone. All right. Well, so but the question is, do you think, because this is for the male listeners, do you think there's ever a time when it's okay for the guy to ask you to leave?
Well, I don't think it's polite in the sense like, okay, if you guys are being intimate and you do your
Right.
thing.
Even if it's casual?
Yeah, even if it's casual, you guys
Right.
have been talking, dating, and then it just kicks you out like at 3 a.m. It's kind of, unless it's your choice, unless you're like, oh, I have to be at the
Correct.
office
Of
at
course.
7, that's different. But if he just says it and like, oh, hey, I think it's time for you to go, it is kind of disrespectful because he kind of just, he shows you that
100%.
you were just something he needed to, a
Correct.
quick fix.
Right.
And that's not cool. Like,
Yeah.
we're all human beings, right? We're
Right.
not a quick fix.
Yep.
So, no bueno.
No
listeners.
bueno.
No bueno.
I agree. I think the only time I never asked to spend the night, by the way, unless I'm legitimately tired. It's not
Right.
like
Yeah.
I'm like,
I never really, like, it's just weird. It's a weird situation. But I know what you mean. It's like that respect thing.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. If it's just strictly a booty call, though, if it's literally a guy,
Or I guess one night stands, I guess that'd be kind of weird, right? Like, just kidding.
yeah, a one night stand. Well, actually, the only
never had
time,
one.
you haven't,
No, I've never
How
had
does
a one
that
night
work?
stand.
never. I've only had 2.
Really, I haven't. Should I try soon?
Honestly, I'll be really
Pros
honest.
and cons.
I've only had 2, and one was amazing, so great. Oh, I guess 3 if you count the guy that I puked all over his condo.
What? Oh my God! Wait! Before we close out, tell this story.
I can't
just
because
for
I already
me-
told it on here last
can't.
week, but
It's a great
I
story.
forgot about that one. But it's not really a one night stand. I guess
you guys
kind
knew
of.
each
I
other.
knew him first.
Okay.
Already. But anyway, I guess if it's a one night stand though, usually I'm drunk, which is even more reason you would spend the night.
Right, 100%.
I don't
Unless
know.
you're going
Yeah.
to Uber home.
But like you said, if you live far, like Long Beach and
Right.
stuff, that's
Yeah.
no bueno.
What is the worst date you've ever been on? Have you ever had an awful experience that was just so terrible?
Yes, actually, too many. No, I'm just kidding. No, this is one that always kind of stays in my mind. It's hilarious. I was in college. I went to LMU, and this guy took me out on a date. He was like this model, and he shows up in like this old school limo, like 87 limo. And I was like, wait, am I about to get murdered?
Wait, was
like,
he driving it?
Yes.
I thought you
That's
meant
hilarious.
he got a limo for
No.
your date.
That's
yeah,
what I thought
it's like,
too.
oh, that could be cute.
And then I was
like,
like,
oh,
oh.
you got her a wrist corsage.
Yeah, like, oh, it's prom. I love it. And then he was kind of like hip and retro. So I was putting like the puzzle pieces together. I was like, maybe there's like a cool thing we're going to do, like a theme, like a show. I don't know. But no, you know what? LA's interesting. So this model dude was a character. So anyways, I ended the date. I was like, I feel like I'm about to get murdered. Like, it was weird. And then he started he was talking about random conspiracies. It was weird. Mind you, I've known the guy for a while, like through
Right.
the industry. So I totally saw a different side of him. And then I was like, oh, I have class in the morning. Got to go. And I felt bad. He got mad, but I was like, gotta go. Power walk, power walk, power walk.
So do you think he was feeling it?
You know, I don't know. I don't know if he forgot to take his crazy pills or something, but it was definitely off. I needed like a GoPro on my shoulder. This could have
Yeah.
made my career right here. It could have been a YouTube star posting this on YouTube.
I think
It
that
was
all
You're
the
probably
time.
like waiting for Ashton Kutcher to like jump out of
Like,
the
you're
bushes.
pumped.
And, yeah.
Oh my God, that would have been cool.
Oh, and then the limo had like junk food, like he just came back from like In-N-Out all over. It was weird.
Ew.
It was weird.
Yeah,
Mind you,
that's
the guy
really
was
weird.
really good looking, clean cut, smelled good, and everything. But he was just a little cuckoo. And I was like, gotta go back.
The pretty ones are usually pretty crazy.
Right?
How about this? I went out with a guy the other night. I totally forgot about this. This is a great date fail. I went out with a guy the other night. We met up. it was kind of a last minute thing. I ran into him somewhere, and it's a guy that I know, and we've gone out before. And so he happened to have Ubered there, and I have my car. And he was like, hey, you want to go somewhere and like get food? And I was like, yeah. So I drive. He picks the place. We go to this spot in Beverly Hills, and there's a meter, and I pull up to the meter, and it's late. It's like 11 or something. And I go to him, hey, do I need to feed this meter? And he was like, oh, no, you're good. And we go in, we hang out for an hour or two, whatever. We come back out, and I have a parking ticket. And this motherfucker did not offer to pay the parking ticket.
I'm not
That's
surprised.
horrible.
You probably couldn't afford the $68.
Did he pay for your dinner? He probably thought, I paid for her food.
Actually,
it's like rude
I
when they
didn't
think
even
that.
eat. Actually, in hindsight, now that I think about it, it was like such a selfish date because one, the kitchen was closing. But the guy, you know, he has money, so he said to them like, and he does have money, so he said to them like, hey, is there any way you can make me something? I'm really hungry. I'll pay extra for it. So they like made him something, but I didn't get anything, which was fine because I wasn't really hungry. But then also, I'm not a wine drinker, and this place didn't even have liquor. It just had beer and
tough.
wine. So then I was like, I like wine, but I'm really allergic to it. Like I get really bad hangovers from it. But so then that was my only option. So basically what I'm saying is it wasn't a great date.
Right.
I had to drink what I didn't want. And then I got a $60 parking ticket, and he didn't offer to pay for it. And I didn't ask.
The fact that he said it was okay, I would have been annoyed.
Right.
And that's what people with money do. They're just like, oh, if I get a ticket, like no big deal. I'll pay it tomorrow.
They don't understand.
But when you're on a budget.
The world of a struggling artist.
I'm poor. Just kidding.
No, but I see what you mean. That's happened actually to me one time.
Really?
Where it was actually a guy that I was dating for a while, and I got a parking ticket because of him. And he was driving my car, mind you, and he didn't pay for it. Isn't that horrible? He was driving my
I've
car.
had that before.
And I was
We've
like,
all
dude,
had this.
And I did it
responsibilities
right.
here.
And I didn't know there was like tickets, and then all of a sudden I got like all these collection notices. It happened more than once.
What a douche.
Right.
That's crazy to me. I should mail the
I
guy
would
the
pay
ticket in
for
a
it.
card.
I would pay for it if I was driving my boyfriend's car, and I
100%.
would do it
As
out
you
of
should.
respect.
Or
But this
if-
dude was like, nah. I'm like,
I would
what?
even pay for it if I was on a date
character.
and the guy said, do I need to, if I'm the one that read the sign and then he got a ticket, I
Right.
would pay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Or at least offer.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
All you
Should have
listeners,
reached for his
watchers.
wallet.
Carrie, have you had any bad dates recently? Any terrible stories?
I had one where I went out with a guy who was a recovering alcoholic. And so when we were at dinner, I was like, oh, do I drink? Do I not drink? But I was like, well, I don't want to curb my not drinking because he doesn't want to drink. So I probably had like 3 glasses of wine. And by the third one, and I saw him, he kept like looking down at it. And all of a sudden he's like, hold on. And he goes outside and he called his sponsor. And then he had his sponsor pick him up.
You just
Wow.
left?
Yeah.
Did he even tell you he was leaving?
I think he like texted me.
That's
Wow.
horrible. He
Yeah.
texted you.
It was a nice restaurant, and I actually don't mind eating alone, so it was fine.
Did he pay?
No.
He
Well,
thinks-
I mean,
that's rude.
I mean, when you don't order alcohol, the bill
yeah,
is cheaper.
That's true. I mean, I guess to be fair to him, though, props to him for leaving and not. I mean, it's hard to be an alcoholic. And not
I
drink.
wasn't angry, but I didn't talk to him again. I mean, obviously that relationship
and
wouldn't
then
have worked
the
out.
texting thing isn't. I hate it when people do that, like texting, like oh, like they don't say bye to you to your face, like they just text it. Oh, it's such a
Right.
pet peeve.
I
Well,
let that
depends
go
with
because
the
that was a weird
girlfriends.
situation.
Depends with the girlfriend's not a big deal,
Right.
but like someone you're
that's
dating,
different.
you're like, what?
That's
Horrible.
different.
100%.
Oh, I was dating a guy one time, and we weren't exclusive. It wasn't serious at all. In fact, I still see this guy, but like, it's just one of those situations. It's funny. I was joking about it because this guy has not the best reputation, but for some reason, he and I have the most healthy situation maybe that I've ever had with a
Right.
guy. It's
Yeah,
so
I
weird.
agree.
Every once in a while, I see him.
You
We
worked
have-
through the kinks. 'Cause
We
it didn't
had some kinks
start-
for a
yes.
moment because I expected
There's always
him.
kinks at the beginning.
Yeah, because at the beginning, I always expect every guy to treat me like, you know, he's Prince Charming or whatever.
Right.
But then once I see how someone works, if it's, for instance, like with this guy, he sometimes doesn't text me back, which normally makes me crazy. But with him, I don't ever think it's malicious. And if I were to text him again and just be like, hey, what's up? You didn't answer my text. He'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was legitimately, he's just a busy, flighty.
Yeah.
We don't have a strong enough connection to where I think it's going to be anything more
Right.
than what it is. But every once in a while we hang out. We hook up. The sex is good. It's not mind-blowing, but I enjoy his company. He's handsome. He treats me well, whatever. So
Right.
it's good, you know?
You're in the perfect situation.
Yeah.
And that's a unicorn of a situation, because I think it's tough, especially, well, for most girls, but especially you, to not catch feelings. And I mean that in a nice way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget why I forget why I started that story, but it doesn't matter. The point is, I have a good situation
There you
going
go.
with that one. So, damn, I wish I remember why I brought that up.
He popped in your mind. Ooh.
There's a reason.
Thinking about
Well,
it.
whatever.
We're talking about bad dates. I don't know.
No, whatever. All right. Well, I fucked up that story. Listen, it's a great ending. It's a great
Yes,
ending
yes.
to a podcast. I want you guys to plug your stuff one more time. Please tell people where
Yes.
they can find you.
So which camera do I look at? There's like 2, 3, 4.
Whichever one you feel.
Yeah, so it's Yenitza Munoz, spelled Yenitza Munoz, Munoz. My name's crazy, okay, guys? It's a little local. But anyway, so yes, Yenitza Munoz is my IG, my Facebook, my Snapchat, my Twitter. It's everything. So yes, Yenitza Munoz. You can look at all my Maxim photos, I guess. Thank you, Kate, for the shout out on that. I also have photos of beautiful Kate on there.
Aww.
We do like to chill and hang out. And
We did do a photo shoot together.
We did a photo shoot
for,
together.
That Sports Illustrated.
Yeah. Shout out. So it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That day we should have talked about that. That day was so cold. We were out in the Malibu in the winter, rolling in the sand, like trying to be hot and sexy. We were
was
freezing.
freezing.
I was like, my lips were shaking. I was like,
Models have it really tough.
It was,
Dude,
I was dying.
I shot an Axe commercial one time, and it was same thing. It was Malibu, and we're in bikinis, and it was like January.
Yeah, that's when we had our shoot. It was like January, February. Oh,
Yeah, but at least our shoot, we were kind of laying like where the water was just coming in. Although I did end up getting drenched, but like. For the Axe shoot, they're like, go frolic in the waves. Like we're pretending it's like July. It was so cold. I'm not exaggerating. People's lips were turning purple to the point where the makeup artist couldn't do anything about it. And they were like, we'll fix them in post. Like they had to turn people's lips back to pink in post because it was so cold.
I have a Snapchat I should post for
Yes.
like throwback, whatever. What day is this? Thursday. Yeah, throwback Thursday.
Yeah.
Of her running around like, it's so cold, but I don't care. I'm a model. It was so funny. Oh, it was epic.
I was like, I'm in my 30s and I'm doing this. I was
I'm
so
a
happy.
model.
Oh
and I
my
was like
God.
dying, but it was horrible.
We're
The things
idiots.
we do, man.
Yeah.
The things we do
Yeah.
to be
Carrie?
to be cool.
I think I'm just going to plug Yenitza. So you can
thank you.
find her on
Oh,
Source
stop.
TV.
Yeah, so-
also Chewy and
Yenitza.
Yenitza.
Yes.
And can they vote for you on Maxim?
Yes. So right now I'm part of the contest, Maxim's Finest. I have 6 days to win. I'm number 9 for the West Coast Division. So please vote for me. Just go to maximsfinest.com and click on my photo, Yenitza Munoz, number 9. Please, I would love to win. It would be amazing.
I would love if you won.
Yes.
When
thank
is
you.
that over?
In 6 days. So
Okay. Perfect.
yes,
So,
everyone
yeah.
keep voting for me. I'm going to take everyone out to dinner. All my close friends, taking you out too because I just met you.
No, I would love
You're my
that.
homie now.
But is it just one vote, like a one and done, or one a day?
One a day.
Oh,
one
perfect.
a day.
Okay.
One a day.
So you have 6 days.
Yeah.
If you go
6
on my Instagram
chances.
story, I posted the link for Yenitza, so go vote for her.
Yes,
And
please.
guys, this has been Date Fails. I think what we learned today is
Treat your girl right. No, just kidding. I said it all again. I'm like, treat your girl right.
Yeah, don't kick them out. That's really the gist of it. Don't kick them out. Although I do say you should if you don't have real feelings for them. But how about if you don't have real feelings for them, don't fuck them.
Well,
There you go.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
That's not going to happen. All right. Well, anyway, this has been Date Fails. I love you guys. Please go to my Patreon and sponsor the show if you're a fan. It's patreon.com/.
She has a
Kate-
parking ticket to pay for.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes,
Not going
I
to pay
do.
itself.
Patreon.com/KateQFunny. I love you guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.